All right, people. Well, this might be the day, and it didn't take long. This is just episode 3 of the Drives with Dave podcast before I do some actual, real-life yelling. There aren't many things that make me yell the way I'm about to yell, but the New York Jets are one of them. Now, start at the beginning. Trevor Lawrence, been in the news a lot lately, especially over the last week, testing positive for COVID-19 approximately a week ago, missing one game against Boston College, set to miss another game against Notre Dame. Now, if you don't know, Trevor Lawrence actually is cleared to be on the sideline because he's just going to be outside of his 10-day isolation period when Clemson plays Notre Dame, but he's not going to be set to play, so he'll just be on the sideline for that game. And it's because he has to pass some cardiovascular testing, and there's some other concerns that come with the positive test of COVID-19. So, can Clemson beat Notre Dame without Trevor Lawrence? They had to come back and narrowly beat Boston College without him. Stiffer competition against Notre Dame. Will they be able to beat them? I don't know. But that brings me to the Jets. Let's assume that Trevor Lawrence is 100% healthy, right? Which you'd hope he would be. No long-lasting effects of COVID-19. Then he ultimately decides to leave Clemson, declare for the NFL draft, which also by all accounts we think he's going to. With all the uncertainty in the world, especially with the injuries that could pop up and could keep him from ever getting paid by an NFL team, I think there's no way that he stays in college for another year. So let's assume that. Now, let's make another assumption that's not that big of a leap. Let's say that the Jets, who are already 0-8, mind you, not competitive in any game outside of the Denver Broncos game, but you can't even beat a team, the Broncos at the time, starting Brett Rippon, essentially the 3rd or 4th string or 48th string quarterback. If you can't beat him and the Broncos, I'm sorry, you're not winning a football game. They will land and have their place in infamy by being one of only a handful of teams to never win a game in the regular season going 0-16. I think it is going to happen. So let's assume all of those things happen and the Jets have the number 1 pick. Again, not a huge assumption. I hate to break it to you, Jets fans, and again, I am one of them, but I'm just using my crystal ball to kind of break it to you now because it's going to happen. Trevor Lawrence is not going to play for the New York Jets. He's going to pull an Eli Manning and say, no, sorry, I'm not going there. Because, one, there is a very fine line with being so bad that you get the number 1 pick in the NFL draft, and flat out just being so bad that nobody wants to come within 20,000 feet of you. Like you have a virus, like you have a disease. That's what the Jets are right now. It is so dysfunctional that people are going to force their way out of here before they even get here. So, quick history lesson of Eli Manning, if you don't remember, approximately 16 years ago, was the de facto number 1 pick. Everyone knew coming out of Ole Miss that he was going to be the number 1 draft pick. The San Diego Chargers, who were actually 4-12 that year, were all ready to pick him. But unfortunately, the Manning family, the royalty of the NFL, Archie, Peyton, Eli, they said, no. We're not going to San Diego. We want to be in a bigger market in New York. So they forced the Chargers' hands, and that's how the trade happened with Eli and Phillip Rivers. That's exactly what's going to happen with Trevor Lawrence. I know they talked about it last year with Joe Burrow. He's never going to play for the Bengals. They're so bad, so dysfunctional. He's going to force his way out of town, and I know that didn't happen. But at least the Bengals look like they have some pieces. Joe Burrow is that good. And they at least look like they have a head coach in Zach Taylor. The Jets are so dysfunctional, it's unfreaking believable. And Joe Douglas, the general manager, is neutered. He's neutered. You're letting Adam Gase go directly to ownership while Joe Douglas goes directly to ownership. So Joe Douglas is talking the other day about Gase and Darnold, and what's he going to say? That these guys are a disaster? No, he has to say all the right things because he has no control over Adam Gase. And for some reason, the Johnson family is enamored with this psychopath that is Adam Gase. So you have gotten to the point where you as the Jets organization are so absolutely curse word, expletive, dysfunctional that people are literally not going to want to come here. And that's what's going to happen. Trevor Lawrence, no matter how bad you are, Jets, is not coming here. You may not have heard it here first, but I'm telling you it's going to happen as a certainty. So I'm Dave Ettinger, the host of the Drives with Dave podcast. You can find me anywhere you find podcasts, as well as on my YouTube channel, Dave Talk Sports Presents Drives with Dave. Please subscribe below the video. Subscribe and download wherever you get your podcasts. And I didn't do as much yelling as I planned to, but I'm still a little heated. We'll see how long it takes me to fall asleep now that it's 6:54 a.m. in the East. Everybody, enjoy your Wednesday. See ya!